Charles Conwell's loss the other day. Obviously, you talked really highly of him and Boots being one of those big fights down the line. He takes an L. Do you feel like he deserved the L? Do you feel like he deserves a decision?
First off, you gotta give props to the other guy. What was his name? Perez or Garcia?
Perez.
He can fight. He can fight. He's real good. He's real good. He was throwing a real good left hook to Conwell's body, and that's how you slow uh, um, a pressure fighter down. Um, that was a good performance. It was gutsy. I don't have nothing to say except giving the other guys props. You know what I mean? Nobody asked me about that fight. It's not like I said Conwell was gonna knock him out. Nobody asked me about that fight. I just thought that Conwell was being underrated and overlooked. But you never know how a fight gonna go. I think that
Well, you
Conwell.
hyped it up when you said that would be Boots' toughest fight. So when you said that, everybody was going like crazy.
Let me just say this
It was
though.
like a good promo for him, basically.
One loss, like it was only a split decision. It was a tough fight. It was a close fight. Like
Hmm.
Like, I don't know, man. People like that's why I'm careful with what I say with predictions and stuff, because people like go
They
crazy.
hold it.
Yeah, like I wasn't even asked about him and what's his name? Perez. I wasn't even asked about him.
No, I asked you about it, and you didn't even know that he was fighting that day.
Yeah,
We
I
did an
honestly,
interview the same day he was fighting. You didn't even know he was
yeah,
fighting
I
that day.
honestly didn't know about the opponent. But listen, Conwell's not perfect. No fighter is. He could have gave a better performance. I thought it was a close fight. It could have went either way. The other guy earned it, and that's that. Wasn't a robbery at all. He got to get back on the saddle. Nobody's gonna be afraid of him now. Everything's gonna get harder, and he's gonna have to earn his work. The opinions of boxers is fluid. So Conwell, guys are not going to be running from him. They're going to step right to him. They're going to see that he's good, but he fights at that methodical pace. I saw him pacing himself, and I seen his corner telling them, pick it up, pick it up. And I think that the 12-round fight in his mind, he slowed himself down a little bit too much. And he let that guy get confidence. And now he gonna have to earn it. He gonna have to earn it the hard way because people not going. Once one person stand up to you, it's like, all right, okay, you may be a good fighter, but you're not Jason Voorhees, you're not Michael Myers, you're not a horror movie. You can be beaten, you can be hurt, people can stand up to you. It's not impossible to beat you, and all of your fights become harder at that moment. So Conwell gonna have to have a lot of resolve and character to get through that. But he didn't perform bad. It was a split decision loss. I don't think it was no difference between that fight and Ortiz versus Boachuk. It was like the same level of competitiveness, except Ortiz just got the decision. But it was like the same level of
And got
competitive
dropped.
twice. Uh, but it was like the same level of competitiveness from the other guy. Sometimes the judges see it one way, sometimes they don't. But yeah, that dude for good, man. You gotta give him his props. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he
I
did.
don't. It's not a thing about Conwell not being good. Sometimes another guy raises game, and just we can't be arrogant. I always say we can't be arrogant with our opinions. Just because we don't know a guy, that don't mean he can't fight.
Right.
Who had 4 losses, but he was never stopped, and he looked like he one of those guys that got better on the job as the fight. And let me tell you something. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't afraid at all, man. He gave a lot of effort. And even when Conwell tried to step on the gas tank, that dude wasn't afraid, man. He
Calm
didn't
and
like,
relaxed.
yes, he was very, very calm under pressure. So maybe he's like one of those hidden gems that we didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So who knows?
They look at the record. I think he got like two L's, and then automatically you already know they're like, oh, look at he's such a
you got to see them fights. Sometimes you got to see where was at. Sometimes you got to see what part of the career that the guy was in. You never know. I notice a lot of those Mexican guys, they'll take a L or two coming up. Jose Luis Castillo was like that. And then he
Mhm.
fought Stevie Johnson on TV. And I'm like, damn, where did this guy come from?
And they be controversial L's that they be
Yes, a
taking.
lot of them be like split decisions. Yes, you're right. So you got to be careful with that. But that boy fought good, man. I don't have nothing to say.
He had a good
Like
guard.
I'm not I'm not like thinking Conwell's career is over or anything like that, but things is gonna get hard for him now. Nobody's gonna be afraid of him. People he's gonna get all the fights he wants now. He's gonna get fights now. I would like to see him fight that kid again. You know,
Me too.
maybe it's just one of them nights. Maybe Conwell had a little bit of issues going 12 rounds. Not so much his stamina, but just his confidence and being able to fight hard for 12 rounds. Because I noticed he was very methodical, very slow with everything he did. Then he was trying to pick it up. But by time he,
Sluggish.
yeah, but by time he picked it up, that dude was rolling already. You know what I'm saying? That dude already he wasn't even fighting the same guy no more. He was fighting the guy that said, wait a minute, this is the monster that y'all was talking about. This is the Charles Conwell that y'all said everybody was scared of. This guy ain't all of that. And he was fighting it. You could see that the guy was gaining confidence as the fight went on. So it was a good fight. You know, I'm looking forward to seeing both of them in the future. But it doesn't mean Conwell is done or anything like that. He lost a split decision. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
We too fast to say that. People want to make me seem like I'm wrong, but all I said was the dude was a good fighter, and I think he would beat Boots' hardest fight. And I'll tell you why I said that. First of all, Charles Conwell has elite pedigree. He was an Olympian,
Olympian.
right? Second of all, I look at where a guy is from. It's 4 or 5 places in this country where a guy is from, even if their record is funny. I'm like, they get world class sparring, they get world class knowledge from their coaches. Philadelphia, number one, right? Ohio, Ohio's a state, but
Midwest, yeah.
no, not just the Midwest. I'm being specific. Ohio, Cleveland, and Cincinnati produce some excellent fighters. They always got Olympians, right?
Mm.
Michigan, the
Michigan.
Detroit and the surrounding areas always got good fighters. And the DMV area, DC, um, certain parts of Baltimore, up Northern Virginia, so we could just say the DMV, they always produce good fighters. Conwell also sparred Boots, so he knows little things about Boots. So you mix that all in with his pedigree and the fact that he's a natural 54. I think that he would have gave Boots his toughest fight. Don't mean I think he would have beat him because I don't. I'm just saying I think he would give Boots his toughest fight because of the familiarity. We seen what happened when Lamont Roach fought Tank. Tank is probably the more talented fighter. Tank's the bigger star and all that kind of stuff. But when them two get in the ring, it's a lot of things that Lamont Roach could do to take away to neutralize Tank. Why? They sparred a bunch of times and they fought and they're familiar with each other's styles. That does matter. The novelty is not the same when you've never been in the ring with the guy. You know what I mean? So that's why I said so. Virgil Ortiz, as far as I know, he never boxed Boots before. He never sparred with him before. He never hung around him before. If you never boxed Boots before, you it's gonna come. It's gonna shock you to see some of the stuff he do. But if you boxed him before, then some of his moves and some of his tricks, you're gonna be familiar with him. So that's why I said that, and I stand on that. Charles Conwell used to come to Philly and box Boots, so it does matter.
Say less.